Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I am going to read All Aboard Level 5, Unit 7, We Are Rich. Lesson 1, Activity 2. Listen and read. Can you solve Gretchen's puzzle? Matt and Megan escaped from the movie theater, but the mummies were still chasing them. They arrived at a port. There were 3 boats in the port. Gretchen appeared. Your next clue is in one of the boats, he said. Which boat? Asked Megan. If I told you that, it would be too easy, said Gretch. You have to solve the puzzle. Listen carefully and choose the correct boat. If the boat was a mountain, it would be Mount Everest. If it was a country, it would be Russia. If it was an ocean, it would be the Pacific. Think about the size. 유닛 7에서는 가정법을 배웁니다. We study conditionals. 그래서 만약 뭐뭐 하면 내가 만약 뭐뭐 하면 뭐뭐 할 텐데 이런 상상을 후회를 이런 것들을 이야기하는 것을 배웁니다. So Activity 3, write more sentences for Gretchen's puzzle. Number 1. So if the boat was an animal, is 대신에 was, 이 과거를 쓰지만 실제로는 현재를 상상하는 거예요. If the boat was an animal, 만약 뭐뭐라면 뭐뭐 할 텐데, it will be가 아니라 would be, 아마 뭐뭐일 텐데, would be a whale. 이런 식으로. So if I were a millionaire, then I would buy this. 이런 식의 문장을 말하는 것입니다. If I knew the answer, I would get a perfect score. And so on. Page 59, Activity 1, read and listen to the story. Then act it out. We need to get on the biggest boat. And here is the next clue. A diamond. It's huge. If we sold it, we would be rich. Oh no, the boat has left the port. Where are we going? I don't know. If Gretch was on the boat, he would help us. Number 3, if we had a map, we would find our way home. Wait a minute, what about the atlas? It's at the airport. It's at the port. I dropped it. Sorry. Can you sail a boat? You must be kidding. If I could sail a boat, I wouldn't be so worried. Activity 2, match the 2 halves of the sentences. Number 1, if Matt and Megan sold a diamond, they would be rich. You look at the story and find out the answers. Page 60, vocabulary, 어휘. Activity 1, read and choose, then listen and check. You're going to listen to this and then solve it.
Unit 7, Lesson 2, Activity 1. Listen to the story, then act it out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unit 7, Lesson 3, Activity 1. Listen and check.
Listen and check.
Number 1.
We're going to take an exam. I'm nervous.
Number 2.
Number 2.
My bike is broken. I'm upset.
Number 3.
My favorite team lost. I'm disappointed.
Number 4.
I passed the exam. I'm pleased.
Activity 2, ask and answer. Use words from Activity 1.
Unit 7.
How would you feel if you fell off your chair? If I fell off my chair, I would feel embarrassed. We'll try the second one. How would you feel if you got lost? If I got lost, I would feel nervous. right? How'd you feel if you met a famous pop star? If I met a famous pop star, I would feel extremely pleased, very pleased. How'd you feel if you saw a UFO? If I saw a UFO, I would feel uh, surprised. And activity 3, complete a song, then listen and sing. Ready? Are you guys ready? Okay.
Lesson 3. Activity 3. Listen and sing. How would you feel?
How would you feel?
How would
You feel?
How
Would you feel
if
you had to eat banana every day?
What would
You do? What would you do if you looked in the mirror and your face was blue?
What would
You say? What would you say?
if
your
best friend said it's
My birthday today. Where would you go? Where would you go?
if you won
A vacation on a TV show. Page 61, literature. Activity 1, look at the picture. How does the king feel? Why? Activity 2, read and complete, then listen and check. We're going to listen to the famous story about King Midas. Who was King Midas? King Midas was a famous fairy tale. The Greek king, ancient Greek king, who was so greedy that he almost lost his daughter by turning everything into gold. Okay, you're gonna listen to it. Are you guys ready?
Unit 7, Lesson 4, Activity 2. Listen and check. An ancient Greek story, King Midas. One day, King Midas was walking outside his palace when he saw an old man. The old man was asleep in the flowers. When he woke up and saw King Midas, he was worried. I'm in trouble now, he thought. But the king didn't get mad with the old man. He smiled and said, "You can go." When the god Dionysus heard about this, he was pleased with Midas. "You're a good man," he said. "You were kind to that old man. I'll give you one wish." "I want gold," Midas said. "This is my wish. When I touch something, I want it to turn to gold." Dionysus gave Midas his wish, and Midas was very excited. Soon I'll have a lot of gold, he thought. But the king's wish was a terrible mistake. He couldn't eat or drink because the food and water turned to gold. And when he touched his daughter, she turned to gold too. Midas was very upset. Midas spoke to Dionysus. "I've made a mistake," he said. "I don't want gold. Please change everything back again." Dionysus did what Midas asked. Midas lost his gold, but he was happy.
Activity 3, talk about the story. What do you think the story meant? Choose two sentences. Page 62, look and activity 1, look and answer. Activity 2, listen and choose the girl's advice. Why is the boy so proud? What could he do? Number 1, if I were you, I would sell the diamond. Number 2, if I were you, I would hide the diamond. Number 3, if I were you, I would tell the teacher. So you better listen to this story and choose the right one.
Unit 7, Lesson 5, Activity 2. Listen and choose the girl's advice.
Hi, what's that? Did you find something? Yes, I did. Look, it's a diamond. I found it here in the playground. That's amazing. What are you going to do? I don't know. What do you think? If I were you, I'd tell the teacher. Yes, you're right.
Activity 3, look and complete. 1, 2, and 3. You put the right words in the box into the speech bubbles on your right. Number 1, I'm very tired. If I were you, I would go to bed, right? Okay. And number 2 and 3, you tried. Activity 4, give advice using if I were you, I would blah blah blah. 내가 너라면 뭐 말 텐데. I'm sick. Yeah. If I were you, I would lie down and go to sleep. Second one, I have an exam tomorrow. If I were you, I would study hard. I would burn midnight oil. I would burn midnight oils. It means 밤새도록 열심히 공부한다. 그런 뜻입니다. Page 63. Activity 1. Read, answer Sarah or Lauren. If I won $1 million, I would go on vacation to Australia with my family. We would stay in a big hotel for 3 weeks and go surfing every day. Then I would buy a present for all my friends. I would also buy a new car for my parents and a new bike for me. If I won $1 million, I would buy a boat. I would spend every vacation on my boat and travel all around the world. We would move to a house with a yard. Then I could get a dog. I would give my brother some money for new clothes. All of his clothes are old and horrible. Activity 2, ask and answer. What would you do if you won $1 million? I would go to blah blah blah. I would buy blah blah blah. I would give blah blah blah. Activity 3, correct the mistakes. Number 1, I would give some money to my friends. Spelling is wrong, so you change that. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Activity 4, if I won $1 million, I would do blah blah blah. Yes. 가정하고 상상해서 한번 말해보는 겁니다. Writing tip. When you finish writing, check your work carefully. Think about spelling, grammar, punctuation, and capital letters. Page 64. Activity 1. Read and listen to the story. Mysteries of the World. 3. El Dorado. When the Spanish came to Latin America in the 1500s, they heard stories about a secret city. People said that the city was full of gold. The Spanish called the city El Dorado, but they didn't know where it was. If we found El Dorado, we'd all be rich, they thought. In 1535, some explorers started to look for El Dorado. It was a very difficult trip. A lot of the explorers got sick and died. They couldn't find the secret city, so after 3 years, they stopped looking. The next year, a larger group of explorers tried again. Some Native Americans showed them a town called Hunsa. Yet they found a house with gold walls. It was the king's house. The king had other houses too, and they were full of gold and emeralds. The explorers stole all the king's treasure, but they wanted more. Then the explorers heard the story about a lake. The lake was part of an important festival for the Native Americans. When they chose a new king, he went out to the center of the lake on a boat. Then he threw gold and emeralds into the water. This festival has happened a lot of times. The explorers thought the lake is full of treasure. They went to the lake and tried to find the treasure, but the lake was too deep. The lake is called Guatavita, and it's in Colombia. For hundreds of years, people tried to get the treasure of El Dorado. They took the water out of the lake and found some gold, but it soon filled up again. Treasure is probably still there, but we'll never know. nobody can look for it now because Colombia doesn't allow it. The end.